Well, it looks like they're gunning for our guns. This video is brought to you by Extreme Tees. Click on the link below. Make sure you put Kevin in the promo code and you'll get a 20% discount. Gold and silver have stood the test of time. They give stability in times like these. Start an IRA this month with Noble Gold, and along with the first class service, they're gifting a 1/10 ounce gold bullion American Eagle coin, and you will have peace of mind knowing that you made the right choice, as well as growing thousands of extra tax deferred dollars in your fund over the years, safely and steadily. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. Now, let's get back to this video.
I've held an AR-15 in my hand. I wish I had it. It is as heavy as 10 boxes that you might be moving. Bullet that is utilized, a 50 caliber, these kinds of bullets need to be licensed and do not need to be on the street.
Who said do away with guns?
What are you out here for then?
Not to do away with guns, to limit possession of guns, meaning just certain guns.
What type of gun?
Starters, the AK-15.
I'm Linda, and I agree with banning fully semi-automatic guns. Definitely.
Are you for gun control?
Yeah.
Who should control the guns?
Probably the government.
Do you trust the government?
No.
You don't trust the government, but you want them to control the...
What would you say is an assault rifle?
Oh, the AK-15.
Do guns assault people or do people assault people?
Both.
So how does an inanimate object assault someone?
What happens is that people have access to the guns of what you might call mass destruction.
The fact is that when police officers shoot, a lot of the times they miss anyway.
Yes, a gun ban is absolutely what's necessary. I think that we need to start from scratch with the whole gun issue. You know, we have people who think that it's okay to kill an intruder into their house.
What's a AR-15?
From my understanding, anything that has automatic loading and refiring is something that can kill more people more quickly.
What would you say is an assault rifle?
What is it? NR-15s? AR-15s?
What's an assault rifle?
A gun that can shoot.
What's the difference between a semi-automatic gun and an automatic gun?
It's semi-automatic.
What is it? What does that mean?
It can shoot, like you pull the trigger, it shoots faster.
How about having a safe zone where people can feel comfortable and you're not always worried about someone jumping up and trying to shoot you?
I believe in the ban of all guns. I don't think it's necessary for civilians to carry around firearms and things that can kill people in an instant of a second.
I don't see any reason for anyone to have one that's not going to assault somebody. Can't use them for hunting. They destroyed the meat.
What kind of policies would you like to see implemented?
More regulated background checks. I don't think that we should have rifles. There's no need for it. We are not military.
Local government from abusing power such as the...
You have fun fighting somebody with an AR-15 that has a tank.
Open carrying in a crowd like this is a challenge, and it's legal.
It's legal.
It's
so
legal. And they have tiny little micro penises, so they had to wear their giant penises for the whole world to see.
What is it? What to you is an assault rifle? What exactly?
Something that can shoot guns, that can shoot bullets, sorry, not guns, shoot bullets at more than 14 bullets in a very short amount of time. With a handgun, you shoot and and you have to cock it, right?
No.
Do you think that anybody uses an AR-15 for self-defense?
Well, maybe they think they are. I mean, I don't know.
Many Americans that use AR-15s for that very reason, for self-defense.
Well, who are they going to shoot?
I would go for serious martial arts training and all kinds of training and disarm anybody with a gun and melt them down and use them for sky rises or buildings for apartment and feed the homeless.
Let's look at cars, for example. When you get into a car crash, are you going to blame the car? Probably not.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Are automatic weapons already banned in this country?
No.
What's an automatic weapon that's not banned?
I don't know a lot about guns.
You're protesting.
People aren't even aware of what's right and what isn't. And we're here to basically, we just need to spread more awareness. Because I didn't even know that, you know, and we've done our research.
So like an AR-15, would you say that's an automatic?
Yes.
So actually an AR-15 is a semi-automatic. Do you know what a semi-automatic and an automatic are?
Not really, so we've done our research.
Cars kill more people a year than guns. A gun is still more dangerous?
Yeah, because there's more opportunity for it.
One of the 17 that died at the Parkland shooting, sadly, was he was a teacher, and he kind of dove in front of the kids, right? He saved their lives, and he died in the process. Don't you think that he would have wanted to have a gun to save some kids' lives?
Fire with fire.
You don't think so?
That's kind of like a saying that I've like kind of really thought of lately, is that you can't fire with fire. If someone's shooting at you, you have a very slim chance of not getting hit. But you can't just whip out a gun and be like, I'm gonna come at you too. Because a bullet can kill you real fast if it hits you in the right spot. We've done our research.
What would you say is an assault weapon?
Something that's automatic, where you can just put in a clip and it just runs and runs and runs and runs. We've done our research.
So wouldn't you say that getting in a car and choosing to drive somewhere is more dangerous than a gun being holstered with a safety on?
Not even. A gun is a lot more powerful, even though it's smaller in size and weight. It's there to hurt others. We've done our research.
Insane in the membrane.
What's going on, America? Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And just like we predicted, just like we all knew, here they go again, coming after guns for some reason. Now, I'm just flabbergasted. I'm perplexed. Right now, the fact that these folks are talking about gun control and talking about how they need to go ahead and bring in new harsh gun restrictions and stuff like that, it's puzzling to me, because we said that they would, and every person that voted for Biden that I spoke to, when we start talking about, hey, you know, they're going to come after our guns, you know, they're going to open up the border, you know, they're going to raise taxes, and they all mocked us, you know, they're going to come after the church. We find out now IRS is starting to mess with churches, because apparently the Bible is a Republican book. Now we see that the border is wide open and blew out with Kamala Harris doing nothing. Now we see that they're coming after guns for some reason that has nothing to do with all of us law-abiding gun owners. So I'm thinking, where's this motivation coming from? Why now? Let's listen to Creepy Joe and see what he has to say about this. So maybe we don't want to misquote him. So let's make sure we don't want to be out there starting rumors. So let's see what he got to say about this and why he's justifying that, why they should come after our guns. Here we go.
In our conversation today, we talked about our strategy to supercharge what works while we continue to push the Congress to act on sensible gun violence legislation.
What's that? What's sensible gun violence legislation? Please be specific, Creepy Sleepy, as you're putting me to sleep as you talk.
First, we discussed cracking down, as you heard from the Attorney General, on rogue gun dealers. We know that if there is a strict enforcement of background checks, then fewer guns get into the hands of criminals. Background checks have thus far kept more than 3 million guns out of the hands of felons, convicted felons.
Now, you know, that's ironic, because apparently background checks didn't keep Hunter Biden from getting a gun. I mean, we all know where we should start when it comes down to going after folks who violated that background check, lied on the application, and for some reason, nobody's going after him. Why isn't Hunter Biden included in this equation right here? Why don't he start with his son? He should have a background poster of his son on there in cuffs as an example. Hunter Biden should be the poster child of why we need stricter gun laws. Because see, if it doesn't apply to him, then why should it apply to the rest of us? But you know what? Let me not be too judgmental on baby Hunter. Here we go.
Fugitive, domestic abusers, and others prohibited from being able to purchase a gun.
Hunter Biden too? Can we throw him in? Or how about domestic violence and abusers and stuff and president's sons?
And there's still too many loopholes in that system. And today,
Yeah, there's loopholes in it, and your son slipped right on through it. It's called being an elitist. It's called white privilege. It's called Democrat privilege. It's called presidential / vice president son privilege. But I'm not here to judge. Maybe Joe has something here that makes some kind of sense.
Rogue gun dealers feel like they can get away with selling guns to people who aren't legally allowed to own them. And I might add, the Second Amendment from the day it was passed limited the type of people.
Okay, so how many of these rogue gun dealers are there? Is he talking about private dealers? who can sell their guns to people privately, or are you talking about an actual licensed gun dealer who somehow is just selling guns out of his basement, and he doesn't even ask? People come down there. When he shows on his books he sold 1,500 guns that month, and they start saying, where's the 1,500 background checks? He goes, you know what, I must have misplaced at least 500 of those, but it's okay. The person that I sold it to, he looks pretty honest to me. So where are these rogue gun dealers that are circumventing that process? That's what I want to know. Or you're making this up, Joe. Here we go.
Who could own a gun and what type of weapon you could own? Oh. You couldn't buy a cannon. Those who say the blood of patriots, you know, and all this stuff about how we're going to have to move against the government. Well, the tree of liberty is not water with the blood of patriots. What's happened is that there never been, if you want to think you need to have weapons to take on the government, you need F-15s and maybe some nuclear weapons.
Okay, see, now there we go. That's Joe logic. So, and that's ignorant logic to anybody who's listening to say, yeah, we need to get those guns off the street because, I mean, why would we even be able to fight against the government? Look at all the resources. Well, I disagree. The only problem we might have, if there had to come down to like a resisting of the government, would be modern technology keeping us from organizing or communicating to each other. It wouldn't be that easy if they control the airwaves, the computer systems, what's going on in the sky. It would be a lot more difficult, but pound for pound, we got a lot of Americans that own guns. And if it became tyrannical overnight, where it wasn't a slow drip like they're trying to do, if it became today, we're locking everybody down, I would think most of those people that own certain guns would rise up, and it would be very difficult to deal with those people. Because one, are you going to bring the military in on them and just start killing citizens? Or all those military folks going to come in and say, you know what, I know some of these might be my cousins, but I don't care. Are you going to be able to have them commit to killing folks who obviously is fighting against tyranny at that moment? That's one problem. Number two, are you just going to bring in F-15s and stuff like that to just start shooting up our cities and blowing up buildings and things of that nature? How are you going to make sure that civilians aren't killed? Folks ain't got nothing to do with the resistance, huh? Are soldiers and police officers going to go door to door on foot dealing with stuff like folks having AR-15s and shotguns and stuff like this? Those folks would be forced to ask themselves, is it worth it? Let me work it. Let me, it's yours if it's yours if you gotta, see, I don't know the words to Missy, but it's okay. But nonetheless, you would have to ask yourself, who's going to do that, especially as they sit and watch the Democrats berate police officers, just desecrate the military, all of the stuff that they do that don't support the very people that they would need to actually push martial law and go after all of these gun owners and conservatives. I think that'll be a big division between those two. So it won't be as hard as Joe is trying to make it appear. Like there's no need whatsoever to hang on to your guns because resistance will be futile, according to Joe. But yeah, if that was the case, I think we would have been able to defeat Afghanistan, Vietnam. I mean, those people were dug in. They were all over the place. And you would think all we had to do is come in with our missiles and stuff like that. But it didn't work that way, did it? Now, let's finish hearing what Joe Biden got to say about this.
The point is that there's always been the ability to rationally limit the type of weapon that can be owned and who can own it.
So, what type of weapon can be owned and who can own it? Because I heard Joe in another clip say, most gun experts will tell you, you don't need 100 rounds in a magazine to, and I'm thinking, okay, well, most AR clips are only 30, so if you're basing it off of 100 rounds, then why are we even having this discussion? How about we just get multiple magazines of 30? I mean, if you are in some type of fight where you need 100 rounds in one setting, you're in trouble, okay? But nonetheless, you can solve that problem with just multiple magazines. And see, here's the bigger problem. They never stop at just Okay, let's just limit it to here. Democrats always go too far. Their end game is always greater than what they're proposing initially. Because, see, they don't want to shock your system and come out and tell you that we want complete authority and dictatorship over your lives. So you got to start subtle. No. We don't want all the guns. We just want those assault weapons. Every weapon is an assault weapon. Oh, I mean the ones that look scary. Oh, you're talking about like long guns. Okay, so you just want those, you promise? Yeah. What happens when they get those? Then they'll be coming back wanting some more. Yeah, we want some of those shotguns. Can we get some of those pistols? Can we limit you to 6 bullets? It would never stop. And that's the goal. If you let the devil get one of his nasty crooked toes into your brain, then he's coming in completely. If a rat gets his nose right in the crack of a door, he can get his whole body in there after a while. You can't let them get nothing, or else they will take everything. Now that might be tight, but it's right and out of sight. Yeah, man, it's dynamite. Y'all know nothing about the JJ. Dynamite. And if you really know something about it, then give me 5. Now on the back slide. Up high, down low, too slow. Yeah. Anyway, God bless y'all. God bless America. Y'all, let's not be fooled by these shenanigans coming out of the Democrats, okay? We got to stick together. And that is why I want y'all to hit that like button, share my videos. You want to donate to Kevin at Kevin's Corner, feel free. There's a link below this video to do that. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. Check me out on Rumble as well. And we'll see y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. Take care.